Xbox One games, some of the best looking and fun to play games ever made. Games like Battlefield 1, Halo 5, Forza Horizon 3, and Rare Replay are some of the best games I've ever played on any system. But as with any system, they have to take the good with the bad. I'm your host as always, Kinect Time, and today I want to take a look at the top 10 worst Xbox One games so far. Starting on our list is Rise, Son of Rome. Now this game is visually stunning and it really takes advantage of the Xbox One new horsepower, but graphics aren't enough to keep it off this list. The gameplay gets incredibly repetitive and boring so quick that it's almost a chore to even finish the game's short campaign. In just one button mashing hack and slash battle after another with no variation, just kind of the same thing over and over. The game was a launch title for the system, and like I said, it looks amazing, but graphics aren't everything. What makes a game bad is if it isn't worth the money. And when I bought it for $60 on launch day of the Xbox One, I wasted $60 because it's just a glorified 300 knockoff, and it wasn't that good. Next up is Cartoon Network Battle Crashers, and wow, is this game so bad. It's a side-scrolling beat-em-up with some characters from some of Cartoon Network's biggest shows, like Uncle Grandpa, Steven Universe, Gumball, Regular Show, and Adventure Time. So far, so good, right? I mean, a beat 'em up with some badass cartoon characters. What could go wrong? Well, it goes quickly downhill from there. First off, the graphics leave much to be desired as the backgrounds. They're just kind of the static boringness, and just while the character models look decent, the animation for their moves is either not there or just terrible. I mean, look at this. It's freaking awful animation for their attacks, which is weird coming from a game based on animated cartoon to think they could get this right, but apparently they just didn't want to waste time with it. And what's worse than that is the gameplay. It's boring, repetitive, and very slow paced. Fighting seemingly endless waves of bad guys gets incredibly old very fast. The only redeeming quality about this game is it only costs $30, but that is still $30 too much in my opinion. Coming in at number 8 is Professional Farmer 2017, and why people play these farm sim games is beyond me, but this one in particular is horrible. You may be wondering, K-Mac, what's the difference between the more popular Farming Simulator 2017 game and Professional Farmer 2017? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I had to play both of them to find out, and while both games are boring as hell, Professional Farmer 2017 is basically a buggier, cheaper, shittier crap version of Farming Simulator 2017. It has nowhere near the amount of content or quality. It has 8 total tractors to pick from, and none of them are even licensed. From the graphics, look more like a PS2 game from 2007, not a game from 2017 at all. The worst part about this game is the scale of the map. It is like the size of a Halo 3 map, but not even a very big one. Seriously, GTA games on the PS2 had a much bigger and more breadth of a map here. The game just feels like it's a cheap knockoff in almost every way, and it seems like it was hacked together in a few months as a cash grab. If for whatever reason you want to play a farming game, do yourself a favor and play the much better Farming Simulator series instead of this pile of shit. Next up, we have Monster Jam Crush It, and this game is also freaking miserable. I mean, it looks okay, but the physics are just terrible. I mean, everything feels so floaty and just really off about the physics. There's only a handful of game modes, one of them being race, which these races literally last 10 seconds or less, and then you spend like another 45 seconds in the loading screen. Like, what's even the point? You spend more time in this game in that mode loading than you actually playing. I don't even get it. The controls in this game are very shitty as well. It's hard to control your truck. It's very floaty. It's hard to control where you're going. Like I said, the physics are also terrible. What else can I say about this game? It's just freaking miserable. The trucks don't receive any damage. I don't get it. Like, I want, you know, my truck to fall apart as I crash it up. That's part of the fun. That doesn't happen. Then you have this weird, like, uphill mode. It's kind of like a Trials Fusion knockoff. But it's so shitty. I mean, you can play this game completely by holding on the right trigger. You can't really fail. Like, your truck doesn't get damaged. You just kind of keep going. And there's like this weird trick system. Like, I don't want to see a monster truck doing a barrel roll. That's ridiculous. I want to crush up cars and have it breathe fire. Other than having a decent lineup of licensed monster trucks like Gravedigger or El Toro, this game is completely unplayably bad. please skip this one. Coming in number 6 is Kinect Sports Rivals. And I can remember when I first heard about the Kinect and how awesome it seemed. I could use my body as a controller. I couldn't wait to get my hands on one, but it turned out to be almost completely forgettable accessory. Mine's actually in the cloud right now. And even with the Kinect 2.0 for the Xbox One, it doesn't get much love from developers, and when it does, the games tend to suck. Kinect Sports Rivals is a great example of that. It has like 6 mini games, and they're all kind of stupid. I mean, there's like wave racing, bowling, rock climbing, racing, and target shooting, and a couple other stupid ones like rock climbing. How much fun could that possibly be? Then there's bowling, like I said, and it's just Wii Sports bowling, but just a shittier version. Like, it's just nowhere near as good. I think most of these mini games have been on a Wii Sports or Wii Sports Resort of some sort at some time. So if you guys want to play a game like that, like Wii Bowling or a bowling game, just get the Wii Sports version because it's such a better version of it than this piece of crap. Just cracking our top 5 is a game called Soda Drinker Pro, and honestly I have no idea why this is even a game. The game is exactly what it sounds like. You walk around these weird, badly animated, kind of crazy off the wall environments and just sip soda the whole time. That's it. I really don't know how in the world this game got onto the Xbox Live Store, but unfortunately you can download it from the store, and why anyone would waste a single dollar on it is beyond me. The only thing keeping this from being the #1 game on the list is the fact that it's meant to be a joke and not meant to be taken seriously, and it only costs $5. So if you do decide to waste your money on it, you didn't waste all that much money on it. But again, no point to this game. The only thing this is for people to get easy achievements. So if you guys want to spend $5 to get achievements, then that's whatever. But for me, this is a piece of crap. Another incredibly weird download-only title is called Perfect Woman, and this one has got to be the weirdest gaming experience I've ever had on my Xbox One. It's actually a Kinect game, and in order to play, you have to line your body up with the character silhouette on the wall, and that's easy enough, and it handles whatever halfway decent, but that's kind of a cheap mechanic, like the whole game. But why this game is so weird and the weird career paths you take, it gets very off the wall crazy. You make choices and it tells you how it affected your life. For example, you can choose to become a call girl, a stripper, a hooker, as a 60-year-old woman, and then at 75 you become an astronaut, and it tells you like all these things are connected. I don't get what this game is going for. I don't understand it. It kind of makes you laugh at how weird it is, but it just doesn't make any sense. I mean, the whole goal of the thing is to live to an old age and see where your character ends up and then go back and reassess your choices. But that's not really a game at all. And having to like put your body in a silhouette, like that doesn't make for a fun game to me. I don't know, this game just sucks all around. I'm not sure how a game like this ended up on the Xbox One store, but I don't know, apparently they don't like do any quality checks anymore, apparently. The one thing about this game I will say is, like I said, you're trying to get gamer score. You can get all the achievements in like an hour, so that's the only thing going for it. But again, not worth the money. Terrible game. Next up is Horse Racing 2016, and for the life of me, I cannot understand why horse racing games even exist. They're like the farm games. Who plays these? They've been around for so long, but who plays these? Seriously, I want to know. Anyway, okay, so it exists on the Xbox One. So you'd think that it would be at least have good graphics, lots of customization, cool horses, things like that. Well, you'd be dead fucking wrong, because this is like a PS2 game at best. And the next to no customization. I mean, you have like 5 total horses to pick from, and they're basically just the same thing, just different colors. Like one's black, oh, this one's black with white spots. Like, whoa, oh my god, look out for that. And gameplay doesn't get much better. It consists of just plain races with the occasional jump thrown in, and the controls are awful as well. I mean, it's hard to maneuver when you're surrounded in a pack, which leads to frustratingly colliding with other horses or into the wall or just slowing down. And there's also, like I said, there's no leveling up system, there's no progression system. You could be like, it'd be cool if you could like level up your horse, make him faster, make him stronger. You could level up your jockey, things like that. Of course, none of that here. There's just a couple of horses, and that's it. You pick them and you race in this shitty race, and it looks like dog shit, and they expect you to buy it. I mean, there's really nothing here worth a damn, and I'm not sure what developers were thinking with this one. Maybe they thought that nobody buys horse racing games anymore, so no one would know how fucking awful their game is, but I had to play it, and it is terrible. Don't play it. In our runner-up spot is yet another Kinect title, and if you guys can't tell already, I really hate Kinect games. But think about everything you don't like about Kinect games, and The Fighter Within has it, and then some. Shitty control response? Check. Repetitive gameplay? Check. almost unnavigatable menus and shitty half-baked story? Check and double fucking check. This game is supposed to make you feel like a warrior pulling off cool combos using your arms and hands motion, you know, fighting with your hands and stuff. Big, really cool idea, right? Well, they did a really, really shitty job, and all it does is really make you look like an idiot in your living room while your character struggles to do what you want him to do. Not to mention that many of the gestures in this game you have to make to control it are very similar, so you never really know what your character's going to end up doing. I mean, you want to grab or block? Who the fuck knows? They're very similar gestures, like they're the same thing, so you don't really know what your character's going to be able to do. And not being able to properly control a character in a fighting game is like a cardinal sin. It's unforgivable. That's the whole point. I want tight controls. I want Smash Bros. I want Street Fighters. I want Tekken. I want those kind of controls. I don't want this what am I doing kind of floating around thing. Like I said, it's a cool idea, but I'd rather play the controller. Just stay away from this game at all costs. And finally, on number one, worst Xbox One game so far goes to Loco Cycle, which is actually a launch title for the system, but man, I have no idea what was even made, and it's terrible. I mean, just look at it. It is based around a sentient motorcycle that can do kung fu, and its mechanic is like stuck in its chain and being dragged along for some reason. I mean, what is this? The storyline is next level stupid. And on top of that, it has these horribly acted live action cutscenes that are seriously cringeworthy. They're just so terrible. The game also doesn't look like an Xbox One game. Its graphics are very dated and low res, and they drop frames constantly. This game isn't getting any points for blowing anyone out of the water with its gameplay either. You can literally button mash and get all these combos and just sit there and mash the controller, and you'll just skyrocket your combo counter and just beat the game pretty much. I mean, you can really only have to pay attention to it for like 2 seconds to even beat most levels. Like I said, you can just button mash your way through it. On top of that, the combination of awful graphics, cringy live action scenes, terrible story, bad controls, shitty gameplay, lack of depth, and just an overall stupid like premise. This doesn't even make any sense. This is what sets Loco Cycle apart from other Xbox One games, and this was actually like a pretty big deal when this game came out. There wasn't that many games out when launch, and this was one of them. They chose to push this on people, and I don't really know why. They could have pushed other things or made different games, but they said they give us this pile of crap, and I'm so upset that I wasted money on it and played it. Don't waste your time on this one, guys. It's just fucking awful. Just don't do it. But anyway, guys, that's all I have time for today, guys. I hope you guys all enjoyed. If you guys did, make sure to hit that like button. It really helps out my channel when you guys do that. Let's shoot for 500 likes. I really appreciate you guys take a second to do that for me. Also, let me know what your favorite Xbox One games, or should I say least favorite Xbox One games are, down in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear what games you guys think suck. I'd love to talk about that with you guys. Also, check out some of my previous videos. I did a worst PS4 games video. Also, I did a video about good Xbox One games you should have in your collection, good games you should play. Links to all that in the end slate. But until next time, guys, remember that's Kinect time somewhere. Until then, take it easy and peace out.
Ninja.